The assistant hitting coach is Matt Quatraro, and he is from the Capital Region, and he knows John Bam Bam Mueller, and that's how we were tipped off to Matt, and that's how we get a number to get him on the program, and that's how it works in our biz sometimes. Matt, Roger Weiland, Zach By in Albany. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, Matt. Thanks for a few minutes. Appreciate it on game day.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, no problem. So take us through your Capital Region history. Bethlehem, and you know this guy named John Bam Bam Mueller.
Yeah, is that an indictment, or is that something that should be out on the air?
We call him a Stillwater legend, man. That's what we call him.
There's no doubt to that. That's for sure. Well, I know John because when I got done playing in the minor leagues in 2003, I was home in the off season, or actually during the season that year, and I started volunteering at UAlbany, helping out with the catchers and John, I knew of John from his playing days, and we have some mutual friends, so that was a great spot for me to start coaching, and John's a great guy and a real passionate baseball guy.
What about your Bethlehem days?
Yeah, I grew up in Bethlehem. I went to school K to 12 in Bethlehem and played baseball there my whole life. Tri-Village Little League, Bethlehem, Babe Ruth.
Very cool.
Played American Legion for North Albany and Ron Morrison. And so, yeah, I had a great baseball experience growing up in the Capital Region. A lot of good players I played with and against, and some really good coaches as well. And
now here you are, a seasoned veteran in the major leagues. You spent a lot of time in Tampa, right?
I spent, between playing and coaching, 18 years there, all in the minor leagues. Different roles as a coach, minor league hitting coach, manager, minor league roving hitting coordinator, and then got this job after the 2013 season. So this is my third year here.
Well, listen, here you are, a win away from a World Series. It must be crazy in Cleveland. Can you just talk a little bit, Matt, about what the atmosphere is like in Cleveland as you get set for Game 6 tonight?
Yeah, well, this whole season, you can kind of feel the momentum picking up. We got off to a so-so start and then started to pick it up in June, right around the time when the Cavs won the championship. So ever since then, we've been in first place and, the optimism's been high. And then it's just kind of building and building and building. And then you start to get some of the support. The Cavs are behind you. They show up at the games and, the crowds go crazy whenever they put the camera on the box up there with LeBron and Kevin Love and those guys. And just kind of piggybacking off their momentum. And the city has just been electric. And the crowds late in the year have been great. And, we have a fan base that travels. We couldn't infiltrate Wrigley too much because those were tough tickets to come by. But, the fans here are passionate and they love their baseball.
Where does this team stand right now, Matt, confidence-wise? I said, if you were to ask Terry Francona going into Friday when you're starting a 3-game stretch at Wrigley that you would win 2 out of those 3 and come home with a 3-2 lead, a chance to wrap things up, you would sign up for that immediately.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. And it's this in any sport. If you get greedy, if you win 2, you want that third one. And absolutely, we wanted to win it the other night. That would have been great. And we played a great game. They just got one more run than us. That's the way baseball is. But as far as confidence-wise, our team is a team that all year has been relying on different people to do it every night, And I think our pitcher tonight, Josh Tomlin, is often overlooked just because he isn't a hard thrower. But except for a few starts in September where he struggled a little bit, he's been as good as anybody and was well-deserving, should have been on the All-Star team. And so he's been great down the stretch, and we wouldn't be here without him, 100%. So we're confident in him, and, we're confident that somebody will step up tonight and get it done.
We're talking with assistant hitting coach of the Cleveland Indians, Matt Quatraro, from the Capital Region. And, Matt, really appreciate game day. A few minutes. What's the scouting report on Jake Arrieta? That's who your hitters will face tonight. You faced him in Game 2. He had a no-hitter going into the 6th inning. What are the challenges of trying to get some runs up on Jake tonight?
Well, he's one of the best in the game. He won the Cy Young last year and is kind of overshadowed this year a little bit because of the years that Lester and Hendricks had around him, but he is one of the best pitchers in the game, and he's very tough on right-handers. Fortunately, we'll probably have 7 lefties in there. he has tremendous movement. He has 4+ pitches. So, you know, it's the same with any pitcher at this time of year. I mean, you just have to hit his mistakes and hope that he makes a few of them at crucial times. You know, there's nothing, he's not a predictable guy. He's got the ability to use any of his pitches in any count. So it's just a matter of staying focused and getting something good to hit.
Matt, ever since you came out of Bethlehem and then to Old Dominion, you've been putting one foot in front of the other and advancing your career. What would a World Series ring mean to you, and just encapsulate those feelings if that were to happen?
Oh, boy. I don't know if I can, to be honest. I mean, you know, it's such a long shot to even be in this position, and just to have the chance to go out there and be a part of it, however, you know, small my part of it is amazing. I don't know if I could really tell you what it'll feel like if we finish this thing off. You know, I'm actually kind of glad I can't, because I'd like to know just that, you know, that spontaneous feeling of what it's going to feel like, and not try to plan it out.
Hey, Matt, we heard so much about Terry Francona, and every player, you know, Andrew Miller pitched obviously for the Yankees this year, and he obviously trading deadline, you pick up Miller, and I read some of, you know, his quotes about how just incredible it is to play for Terry Francona. Can you talk about, you know, being able to report to him and dealing with him on a regular basis? What is it like hanging out with Terry Francona for an entire season?
It's a great experience for me, and, you know, I can sum it up, not even so much for what's going on now, but, you know, when I was going through the process here of interviewing and, you know, interviewing on the phone, he made it seem like hiring me was the biggest thing that the organization needed to do, you know, and that's kind of what he is so good at, is regardless of what your role is or how big or small a part you play, he makes you feel like you're important all the time. And I think that's what the players really thrive on. I mean, they know that we need them, and he really sells that point, and he's tremendous people person, and obviously the baseball side of it, you know, he can run a game better than anybody. So those two things combined make him, you know, one of the best in the game. But as far as just, you know, being with him every day, he is so easy to work for, because he believes in hiring good people and letting you do your job. He is not a micromanager. He's not constantly questioning what you do. He trusts that you're doing what I've been hired to do, and it's very easy to work for him.
Matt, who's coming through for you tonight in the clutch, in that lineup that you have plenty to do with as the assistant hitting instructor, or a couple of guys that you think are maybe sitting on a really good one tonight?
Well, I'm going to be greedy and say a bunch of them. You know, I mean, I think we've played at home. We've had guys step up all year. You know, I mean, Kipnis and Lindor and Ramirez, all those guys have been huge for us all year. So I'm not going to put it on any one guy. I'm hoping for a big night from everybody.
How about tonight to clinch? I mean, Game 7s are Game 7s. Wouldn't it be nice, though, from a Cleveland standpoint, if you can wrap this thing up in Game 6 and not have to worry about a 7?
Oh, yeah. That would be tremendous. You know, I mean, we have the luxury of having Kluber set up for tomorrow, but, yeah, tonight's the night. That's what everybody here wants, and that's what we're hoping to do.
And I'm sure Tomlin's dad will be in the house, too, right? That was an emotional string there, I thought, on Friday night in Chicago.
Oh, boy, yeah, is it ever. Yeah, I mean, and, you know, to know Tomlin and to know how selfless he is and what a team guy he is, for him to be able to experience that was very emotional, absolutely.
All right, Matt, well, listen, go get him tonight. We appreciate a few minutes. We'll tell Bam Bam Mueller, the Stillwater legend, that you said hello, and maybe we'll do this again after you win the World Series. How about that?
All right, sounds great. Thanks, Roger.
Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Matt Quatraro, assistant hitting coach, Cleveland Indians, ready to roll.
And here he is joining Big Board Sports.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And we do want to thank John Mueller,
absolutely,
the baseball coach from the University of Albany, for helping us out with that.